And it displays all these different data points and all of this information where we can look at it, evaluate it, and decide, is this a product or is this a niche we're looking to get into? This is very valuable because when you're looking at a product, you want to make sure it's selling. You want to be sure that it's selling and it's continuing to sell. You need to not only study it, you need to study the niche and study the actual products in there and go through the listing and understand what the products do and what they're applicable for. This is what you need to be successful on Amazon. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. This is what you need. It's all here for you. That's why I wanted to come through here, explain the settings, explain why, and show you a little bit about product research, product criteria, and validation, because that's what Amazon's about. What's going on, guys? It's Red again, and I'm coming back to you with another product research video, and I am going to be using ZonBase. ZonBase is a brand new software to the market, and I have found that it really has the most accurate data when it comes to the products and their revenue and their sales and their consistency of selling. Because as you might know, consistency in numbers is what we base our products on. It's not if we think it's cute, if we think it's nice. We don't get emotional with products and product research. We strictly look at the numbers. And if the numbers are good and it shows consistent revenue and we are able to compete in that niche, then we go for it. That's the product we go for. And if you have software where the numbers are not trustable or they fluctuate a lot or they're just really not real, then that's a problem. Because obviously, if you're seeing a product that you think is amazing and it turns out the numbers aren't right or they're not even close, then that's a huge problem. What I love about this software and really this company is they offer everything that you would possibly need. They don't offer things that you don't need when it comes to Amazon. There's a lot of softwares out there that I see and yeah, they're good, but they're also very expensive and they offer so many tools and you're paying for all these tools you really don't need. You only need a handful of tools to be successful on Amazon. So I wanted to hop in here. We're going to do some product research, but I want to show you through and show you what's going on with this software and why it's so valuable. Not only just the numbers, but the tools you get with it, as they are very helpful and very crucial to your success on Amazon. So let's hop right in. All right, so this is ZonBase. I want to show you guys the home page here and kind of what's going on. There is a 7-day free trial, which is great. But because you are here right now, a part of the Alpha family, I have scored you guys a 50% discount on everything they offer. Not just their product research software, not just their keyword stuff, everything they offer. So I wanted to show you guys what all they offer because it is really A to Z, everything you could possibly need with that. So I'll get logged in here and we can get started on kind of looking what's going on with this website and what is so valuable about it. So as you can see right here on the home page, we've got all of these different tools and extensions and things like that. Zon Research is the product research software. This is the web browser. This is the tool that we go in and do the majority of our research and digging up and finding these products. So we can come in here and do our different categories. We can come in here and sort by price and reviews, as well as unit sales and monthly revenue. And there's also advanced filter here where we can include certain keywords and exclude certain keywords. So this is where you're going to spend the majority of your time when it comes to finding these winning products and being able to differentiate between all the niches and all the categories and all the different products. So next is the Chrome extension, which is this little guy right here. And this is the thing that evaluates the products, evaluates the specific products within Amazon and within the Amazon pages. So we can just come in here and type pets, for example. And we can come in here and use the Chrome extension. And it shows up and it evaluates the entire page. And of course, right here, we've got all of these different things that we can look at and to take into account what is best and and we can take into account kind of what we want to look at. And it displays all these different data points and all of this information where we can look at it, evaluate it, and decide, is this a product or is this a niche we're looking to get into? So we can also come back over here and we can look at the sales estimator, which this is very valuable because when you're looking at a product, you want to make sure it's selling. You want to be sure that it's selling and it's continuing to sell. Yes, all this software in the Chrome extension shows you the sales history, But obviously that's important. But what's more important is the future sales. Is it going to continue to sell? Because yeah, we can get a good idea with the sales history. If it's been selling, we can assume that it's going to continue to sell. But with the sales estimator, we can plug in an ASIN or just a URL right here, and it can track and estimate the sales in the future. And that's really what we're looking for. So for example, we can come in here and click one of these products. I mean, this is just a terrible word to do. We'll do lemon press. And we'll just pick this guy right here, and we can grab his ASIN or the entire URL right here. And we can come up here right here and grab the ASIN. This is a specific ASIN or the entire URL. And we can plug that in here and click next. And it can display what is going on with that. Of course, here we go, calculate sales. And as this loads, this is basically going to estimate the sales. And it's just another layer of making us feel good about the product, because really that's the end goal. That's what we want, is to be able to feel good about this product and make sure that if we source it, if we spend the time and the money ordering it from China and shipping it here and launching it, that it's going to continue to sell. So as we can see, this is the estimated sales per month of this specific product, 588. And so yes, it tells us in the Chrome extension, but if we wanted to look at a specific product, we could fire this in here and we could calculate the estimated sales based on the data, based on the history of the product, and to really see if it's selling and to really see how well it's been selling in the past. So next we can come into the tracker, and this kind of goes hand in hand a little bit with the estimator. And this is going to be able to track the history and be able to track, I guess, the future, but really it's going to be the history. What this is going to be able to do is be able to track the sales every day over a couple days based on keywords, so we can be reassured on the validity of the product, that it's continuing to sell. So next we can hop over to keywords, and this is extremely important, because if we're going to find a product and see that it's selling well, there has to be a demand for it. Yeah, sure, something could be selling well, but if the demand is not good, then what's the point? That one product could be selling well, and overall, all the demand is going to that, as in the searches per month. So what this is going to do is we're going to be able to just type specific words into this search result, into this search bar. It's going to be able to spit out the searches per month of that specific keyword. So we can type in here and do lemon squeezer, and we're going to be able to look at this, and it's going to spit out a beautiful graph as well as estimated monthly searches for that specific keyword. It's going to give us this nice little graph. And basically what this SMART score is the relationship between demand of that keyword, as in the number of search results, and the number of sellers. So if the number of search results is high and the number of sellers is low, the SMART score is going to be on the high side compared to vice versa. As you can see, it's got the graph here, and it seems pretty consistent. We obviously like to see a graph that hovers around 50. If it dips below and kind of bounces between 50 and 25, that's still a very solid, consistent graph. Obviously, if we type in something like Christmas lights, for example, then that's going to be a very, very different graph, and it's going to be able to show us the seasonality. If the product is seasonal, if there's certain parts of the year that it doesn't sell anything, and other parts of the year that it sells a lot. Obviously, Christmas lights spike around Christmas time. So it's not selling all year round except for Christmas time. So this is a great way to be able to look into a niche and see if it's seasonal or not, and see the demand. Because with monthly demand, monthly searches, we need to have it high enough. I always like to see a specific keyword, as in the main keyword for that product or for that niche, be at least 3,000 searches per month. So one keyword, the main keyword, has to be at least 3,000. If we are getting less than that, then it starts to get harder to sell, because obviously the demand is not there as much. Even though the numbers may look good, doesn't necessarily mean the product is good, because there's not a lot of demand. Yeah, sure, they're getting some sales, but it may not be something we want to go into because of the lower demand, when there's other products that have a lot higher demand and less competition. And of course, with seasonal products, there's no reason that we cannot sell seasonal products. I have friends, and I have a couple products that I've done myself, that it's freaking awesome how you can sell one product, order a bunch for one time of the year, whether it be a week or a couple days, and just blow it up and really technically make the entire amount of money you're going to make on a year-long product right in that week. Obviously, it is very important to time it correctly, and also have a listing that has some reviews, But the cool thing about seasonal products is that the niches typically have lower review quantity. As in, the barrier to entry for seasonal products is a lot lower, because I know all the gurus and the teachers out there are saying,
don't sell seasonal products, don't sell seasonal products.
And I'm like, guys, why not? If you can do it, if you can get into that niche and provide a quality product and time it correctly, you can blow it up. You can sell crazy numbers over a very short amount of time just by selling seasonal products. And it's like I said, it's easier to get into because, again, you're selling over a short amount of time. And for Christmas lights, I guarantee you, I've looked and they don't have a ton of reviews, but I guarantee you people are not concerned about leaving a review for Christmas lights during the holidays. They've got bigger fish to fry. They are very concerned about so many other things than leaving a review on a listing. So that means the barrier to entry is so much lower, because remember, reviews are the #1 biggest barrier to entry for any kind of product, no matter what it is. If you go into a niche and there's a massive amount of reviews and there's some huge sellers, people aren't going to pick your product over theirs. People send me listings, they send me niche charts of like, hey, is this product good? And I'll see 4 or 5 sellers with 2, 3, 4, 500 reviews and a couple with 1,000 reviews. And I'm like, dude, no way anyone is going to pick your small listing with 5 reviews over the listing with 200 reviews or 500 reviews or even 1,000 reviews. They're going to pick them 99 times out of 100, and you're just going to have a failed product. It doesn't work like that. So that is your #1 focus on that, and seasonal products can be something that is very beneficial to you. So I don't want you to shy away from seasonal products just because you hear on the internet, don't sell them. And another, I've covered this in one of my original videos, is this is a great research strategy. This is a great product research strategy in that you can come in here and type something very basic like, I don't know, hanger just came to mind. This is probably a pretty bad example, but I'm not planning any of this. I'm just showing you guys how this works and the fact that it's this easy to just go in here and find products and be able to get this data to help you find other products. So like you can type in something very generic right here. The goal would be to type really anything in here and scroll down here. As you can see, it gives a ton of different other keywords along with their monthly search volume and their smart score and their relevancy to actually what you typed in. So you can come in here and say you thought of hangers. You can get more specific ideas about hangers, as in different types of hangers or products that are related directly to hangers. As in, like, if you bought a hanger, you may buy those little shoe things, you know, those little wooden stinky shoe things. You could buy those. And that could be something that you go, oh, I never really would have thought of those stinky shoe foot holder things. Or if I wouldn't have come in here and typed in just hanger. And you can type anything in here. You can type that. You can come in here and just type an adjective, large. And I've done this before, and a lot of the time large comes up with the dog crate just dominates this. It's just like large dog crate, super large dog crate, extra large dog crate. And you're like, okay, dog crate, I got it, thank you. But you can come in here and type anything and get some great ideas like dog crate. There you go. Carry-on bag, dog crates for large dogs, dog kennels and crates, dog kennels and crates for large dogs, extra large dog crate, dog kennels, dog cages. The dogs conquer the term large in this, but you can see what I'm saying is you can use this to be able to open your mind up, because you have to have the product research mindset. You have to have the mind for having your mind go bing, 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 bing all over the place. And this helps it. This helps you be able to type in one word and help you kind of get on a rabbit trail where you hit up, I don't know, foldable dog crate, and that takes you to some other foldable thing. And then soon you end up with toothbrush holder. And you're like, I don't know how I got here, but somehow I got here. And that came from large. I typed in large and now I'm at toothbrush holder. And toothbrush holder could be a fantastic product that you could sell. And it just helps get your mind going, and it helps you be able to understand the demand for keywords, because that's extremely important. You've got a product, and really a product just is on Amazon and ASIN, and it's made up of keywords. That's what products are. They're just keywords. And if the keywords that describe that specific product are not being typed, are not being searched by real customers, because this data is data from people actually searching this stuff in the Amazon search bar. And so if people aren't searching it, it's not going to sell because people don't want it. People don't know to search it, and it doesn't work. And a lot of the time, the things with keywords and products is when you're doing your product research, you have to be very aware and start to study and understand what your product is. Because there's not only a lot of keywords that you may think that wouldn't describe or go with it, but there's also the details and the specifics of the actual product and how it works and what it could be applied to. Because there's going to be some things that you would think this product was only for one job and one task. You may think that one product was only for one thing, as it only did one thing, it was only applicable to one thing, solving one issue. And there's a whole nother application or issue that this could help or solve that you had no idea about, and you're not hitting these keywords. Or maybe that's 25 or 40% of your sales is coming from a whole different application that you had no idea about. So when you're researching a product, when you're saying this product looks really great, you need to not only study it, you need to study the niche and study the actual products in there and go through the listing and understand what the products do and what they're applicable for. Because you may never know. There could be something that, like I said, you had no idea or never could dream that that product would apply to something that, again, that just catches you off guard and you think, no way that works like that. So next we can come over here to reverse ASIN, and this is stupidly powerful. This software, this tool allows you to be able to basically steal people's keywords. Because again, products are made up of keywords, listings are made up of keywords, and products sell on specific keyword searches. So when someone types in chair footies, people could type in chair footies, people could type in socks for chairs, people could type in chair foot protectors, people could type in floor protectors for chairs. Whatever it is, whatever that person types in and they go and find a listing and buy for it, Amazon takes that data and puts it in the back end and says, okay, hey, this person typed in chair footies for chairs, and because people type in crazy thing, they'll type in anything, just like Google. And they're gonna say, okay, they typed that in and they saw your product and they bought it. So we're gonna put that and say, okay, that listing and that keyword must be relevant to that product in that listing. So we're going to keep that in the back end and say, okay, if that continues to happen, we're going to show that listing to more people. We're going to put it higher. We're going to start showing it to more related keywords. And that's when you start to really just get going and starts getting crazy, is because Amazon has deemed your product as a good, successful product that is selling. So they want to make money. They make money when you make money. So they're going to show your product to more and more people, those 200 million people every single month. And so you're going to start getting more sales that you're not having to pay for, that you're not having to pay PPC on. Because at the beginning, in order to get seen, you have to give away products and you have to run PPC. That's the reason advertising is as big as it is everywhere, is because when you're new and you don't have a solid listing, you have to pay to get people to see it so you can get sales. It's kind of a backwards thing. And it's kind of crazy, but that's how it is. So with reverse ASIN right here, this lets you see the keywords that your competition is selling really well for, and you can be able to target those in your PPC campaigns and put those in your listings. This is a very good tool to help build your listing, because you're building a listing and you're like, okay, I know we need to pack in as many valuable keywords as we can, but I don't know what those keywords are, right? So when you want to find those keywords, you go and take the top sellers of your niche, the most relatable products that you want to sell, and you plug those guys in here, and they can tell you what keywords they're ranking for. And obviously the ones they're ranking for the highest are the ones they're selling the most. Because again, if someone types in chair footy and buys your product 60% of the time out of everyone on that list, you're going to get ranked super high on that keyword, and your BSR and ranking for that is going to go down. But in this case, which is good because you're going to be number one. So right here, we can first plug in our own ASIN. If you're in a place where this is your first product, or you do not have a product that's listed when you're researching, then you can just plug in a top competitor. So we can come in here to, we'll type in something else. We'll type in what we're going with, that chair foot pads. Fine. I don't like that one. We'll do chair foot socks. Let's see what comes up with that. Yeah, there we go. We got all these chair foot socks. So what we would do is, if we do not have our listing, we would come in here and take these top four. So right here, this is just an ad, and this right here is an ad. We don't want to take the sponsored ads because they're paying to put their product right there. So we would take these guys right here. And obviously if there's a variation, because right here, this guy and this guy, these are the same listing and the same brand is going to be the same product. So we wouldn't want to select those twice, but we can select this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and and this guy right here. So obviously, actually, we'll do this right here. This is going to be a good example. When we are going to be reverse ascending these products, we want to make sure we're typing in the highest searched keyword. As in, it's going to mean the most for the products to be ranked number one in the top organically. So we want to make sure we are searching the highest search keyword related to this niche. It will show us it means a lot if these products we're selecting that are top organically ranked is a big deal or not. So we're going to take chair foot socks, and I guarantee you my language is not the number one search result there. So we're going to come here to keywords like we just discussed, and we're going to type in here chair foot socks. Let's see how many people search that. I bet you not many. Because Rhett calls them chair foot socks. Yeah, insufficient data. So literally so little people type that in that it doesn't even have data for that. So it would be chair leg floor protectors is what people type in. So that's fantastic, because if we were coming in here and typing chair foot socks, and we were taking these top guys, that doesn't mean they're the top guys in the entire niche. They're just the top ones on this keyword. And you may be asking, what made me think of that? Well, what made me think of that is when I was selecting these, I was looking, then I got to this guy. So this is the first top rank, second, third, fourth, fifth. The fifth highest organic seller has 13 reviews with 4 stars. I was like, I don't know about that. That doesn't make a lot of sense, being that this is a popular niche and he has 4 stars with 13 reviews and he's the 5th top highest seller. So I said, okay, this is probably not the best keyword. And I was right. No one searches that keyword. And this is the keyword that we're looking for. I wish it would be able to, I guess we can go right here. So we can highlight this and we can search this. And this will give us a better idea of the top sellers that we can take and reverse ascend to see the keywords they're ranking for. So here we go. These are a bit different. They're not cloth. So with this, we might want to this is a great example. Of course, this is live. I just pulled this out of nowhere. This is a good example because there are different kinds of this product. There are cloth ones and there are plastic ones. And so we want to make sure whatever we're selling, that it applies directly to that. As in, if we're looking to buy and source the cloth ones, we want to do the keywords that relate to the cloth ones. As in, if we search here and it looks like there's not a lot of the cloth related foot socks, which I'm going to still call those that. There's one here, and one there, but the majority of these are the plastic ones. So that would, I don't know anything about this niche. I'm just saying that would probably mean that niche and that category might not be as popular, or we're just not searching the correct keyword. So if we're going to go with the cloth ones, for example, we want to come in here and see if we can find something that is a keyword that is more directly related to the cloth versions of this. So there's a lot of pads here. Pads, protectors, sliders, protectors, pads, furniture feet. There you go. I think that's kind of what I was talking about. So we can click on that. That's going to pull that one up. I didn't want that. We're going to come over here and type furniture feet and see if that is a better search result for this. Furniture feet. Bet you that's a little better, knowing my extreme knowledge of furniture feet. I guess I do not have an extreme knowledge of furniture feet. I'm sorry, because this is not what we're looking for. This is actual feet. So that is not the keyword we are looking for here. Felt furniture pads, those are those little dots, furniture pads, felt pads, chair, leg, floor protectors, that's what we just searched. Furniture sliders. Okay, so I don't think the chair footies are probably very popular when it comes to keywords, as in the keyword searches for that are not that great. So we're gonna just go with, we'll type in felt furniture pads. There we go, felt furniture pads. And so what this is going to mean is, if you notice before when I typed in, let's see if it's still up. I don't think it is. Well, here's a good example. If you notice, this is a good product research thing to keep in mind, is that I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. This is live and it's just kind of how my brain works, because I should be reviewing and looking at the tools, but we're not doing that right now. As you can see, that a thing to keep in mind when you're doing product research is to look at how many spots the sponsored products fill. As you can see right here, there's only one sponsored product right here on the first row, compared to this, where there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 right here and a top brand sponsored PPC ad. As you can see, there's a one there, but there's only one right here. So that basically means that keyword or that niche is not very good. So if you come in and, for example, for this niche, furniture feet was the #1 highest searched keyword, and you come in here and see that there's only one PPC ad on that page, as in on the top row, that might mean that the search results and the popularity for that is not as high. Or you're in a niche that the PPC is restricted or not allowed. So for example, products in the smoking accessories category, those are going to be limited or completely banned from using PPC. As in, you have to think of it like this. Little Timmy is on Amazon surfing around and boom, there's a big old bong up on the screen on a PPC advertisement. That's not appropriate, and little Timmy does not need to see that and be like, Mom, I like that. Or maybe Timmy just buys a bong, gets it shipped to his house, and then his mom's like, oh my gosh, what is that? It makes sense. So that is a thing to keep in mind is, are all the PPC spots filled? Because there are PPC spots at the top right here. Those are brand. There are right here in the middle, or right here at the top, there's ones in the middle and there's ones at the bottom. So we can come in here and find the ones in the middle. Here's the ones in the middle. So there's 4 in the middle, 4 at the top, and there should be 4 down here at the bottom. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And then there's some more down here. So it's top, middle, or middle, bottom, if that makes sense. So you need to make sure that all the PPC spots are there. So you, 1, have the right category, and 2, it's a acceptable niche to go into. So in this case, we would take the top 4, or in our case, because we do not have a product right now, we take the top 5. So we would pop this up 1. We'll take Scotch, but we'll only take 1 Scotch. 2, 3, 4, and we'll skip that Scotch, and 5. Well, actually, the reason I want to skip these Scotch is because Scotch is a ridiculously large brand, and the prices are a lot different, as you can see, than the others. Like this is $6.79, and this is $2.99. Like that's kind of ridiculous. So we're actually going to pop up another one right here instead of this. Nah, we'll keep the Scotch. That's fine, actually. We'll get rid of this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, grab this ASIN, and again, it's that number right there. They're all different. We're going to come back into here under reverse ASIN, and we're going to plug this baby in here. And once again, this would be the first one. The first one we would be doing is our product, but in this case, we do not have our own product. Except, I clicked the right one, analyze. Oh, gosh, dang it. I screwed up. Don't just click analyze. You can do it like that. You can analyze one, but what we're doing is analyzing a bunch so we can see the averages here. So we'll try that again. Plug that in here. And it's cool that we can analyze one product, but we're going to do compare now. And we're going to go over here and grab these other guys. Here's Scotch. And a thing to note with variations is, I mentioned this in my variations video, but with variations, the one that's going to show up, for example, when we search this keyword, the one that's going to show up of the variations is going to be the most popular one out of all the variations here. So we're just going to take this one, copy that one. We're going to plug him in here. We're going to come get this next one, grab that, and come on, buddy, put that guy in there. And we're going to grab this one, and we will put that guy in there. So we've got 4 different ones, and we're going to analyze. And this is basically going to spit out all of the keywords they're ranking for, as well as their rank and the search volume associated with them. And what's really awesome is that it's also going to spit out individual search words, as in one word is a furniture, pads, felt, floor. These search results for each one of those, as well as people are just searching furniture or floor or felt. And these are great words for your backend keywords. As in the top keywords that are searched the most, like felt furniture pads, you're not going to put felt furniture pad in your backend keywords. That's going to be #1 word in your title. That's going to be it, because that's the highest searched keyword. But with these guys right here, these individual ones, we're going to put these in our backend keywords to rank for. So as we can see, it's going to do your rank. So that's the first product that we put in. Typically, that's going to be our product. And then we got average competitors rank. So again, that's the average of those other 3 products. We're looking at the ranks here, and these guys are all ranking very well. They're ranking #1. So that means they're selling the most in that niche and in that category. So obviously this guy right here, right there, is absolutely slaying it. He is number one in so many categories. And the amount of search results he's getting with that is astronomical. As you can see, he's ranking number one for a search result for a keyword that is searched over 47,000 times per month. So that's absolutely nuts. And the average for them is 11. And you can come in here and take these keywords and put them in your listing when you're building it out. Or you can see with this how good these guys are selling. For example, if you came in and assumed that all of these guys are people you could compete with, they are lower review sellers that are selling well, that fit within our criteria, and you come in here and see that they're all ranking very well and all the keywords they're ranking for are high, then that's a really, really good sign. This right here, what we're doing is seeing what they're ranking for and is the popularity there. And if we were going to source this product and build our listing, these are the keywords that we would want to use. So this is a ridiculously powerful tool. Of course, you can export this. You can put the color results in here as well, which I took them off and then they're there. It's just easier on the eyes, I guess. And so this is like I said, a crazy powerful tool that you can export this and know exactly what these guys are ranking for and run PPC campaigns directly for those words and be able to start to outrank them and compete with them at their own game on their own keywords. So next is going to be the listing optimizer. And like I said, these guys offer everything. So all of these were the software. These were the softwares that come through here and that you can do to maximize your chances of finding a fantastic product. And these next ones are services that they offer. And again, they have listing optimizer service, photo enhancer, product validator, page one, which is a launching service, and PPC autopilot, which basically is your PPC done for you, which is absolutely fantastic. And guess what? We have 50% off, half off on all of these services as well, not just the software. It's all of these services, 50% off. And I am so pumped to be able to offer you guys that. And that link and that code and the link to this website is going to be in the description, and the code, the 50% off everything, is going to be in the FBA Alphas group, as I negotiated super hard and tried super hard, and it was a long time negotiating to get this discount for you guys. I'm proud to be able to only offer it to the FBA Alphas family. So if you want that, join the Facebook group. It's free. It's not like I'm charging you any money to join the group. Join the group. It's free, and you can pick up that code and start freaking selling and taking advantage of ZonBase. So Listing Optimizer, basically what they're offering to do and what they're providing for you is for a professional to come in, evaluate your listing, and build your listing out, to optimize it correctly and optimize it to its best ability. And what that means is packing in all the keywords that Amazon needs to see to evaluate what your product is. Because after all, Amazon doesn't know what your product is. It's just a number. It's just a group of keywords that describe your product. And obviously, you're not going to want to put keywords in your listing that don't describe your product. Because a lot of people think, oh, we're gonna advertise for products that don't super relate to ours, but it kind of does, and we're gonna juke the system. You're not juking anybody. You're just wasting your own money, because when people search for a specific product, 9 times out of 10, they want that specific product or they wouldn't be searching for it. So they're not going to go buy your listing because you're advertising on that. They may even click on it and be like, what am I talking about? I don't want this. I don't need this, and go buy something else. And you're just wasting your money. So how Amazon, right as your product is starting, right as you launch your product, right as it becomes active, the words in your listing is how Amazon decides where to put you. Because obviously you're going to show up somewhere when your listing goes active. Obviously, again, it's not going to be on page 1. It's going to be on page 8 where no one sees it, but it will be there. And that's Amazon indexing you for those keywords in those keyword search results. So where Amazon puts you is all dependent on what keywords are in your listing in general. So it is very important to be able to have the right keywords in your listing in the right places to be able to rank your product and make it so your product shows up where it needs to show up. I made a specific video on creating a product listing and about the importance of where keywords go to be able to optimize it for yourself. But if you want to hire someone to do that for you, to make sure it's perfect and make sure it's in very good standing with Amazon, and also where it makes sense, because a lot of people, when they build their listing, they are so keyword focused that they just jumble in a bunch of crap. And it's like garlic press, large garlic press, garlic And it just says a bunch of random stuff where it doesn't make sense, where it doesn't read. It's just a jumble of and squished in a bunch of keywords where it's ugly. And people are like, oh, the only reason I know what that is because of the picture. So that's important to be able to pack in the keywords, but still have it make sense. So next is going to be Photo Enhancer. This basically is helping you with making your pictures better looking. Obviously, that's kind of what that means, photo enhancement. So as you can see right here, Photo Enhancer, you're turning your existing photos into explainer photos. So they're doing some graphic design work where you've got your one picture and it's plain and it's ugly, even if it's a beautiful picture, but people need some graphic help with it. They need some words, they need some diagrams, they need things zoomed in, they need pictures helping them understand and making it flow better. Do some explanations within the pictures, not just a plain stock picture. Even if it's a lifestyle background, it still needs some work to it. And they help you do this here, obviously driving clicks, increasing conversions, and improving brand identity. Because if you have the same kind of graphic design work and pictures throughout your listings on all of your products, people start to recognize that, and you start to build up a sense of brand recognition and saying, oh, that's that person's brand. That must be their product because it looks the same. So that's very important is pictures. We've talked about how extremely important pictures are, but at the same time, it's important that these pictures are not only beautiful, but they are also graphically designed up to help with the consumer experience and help the flow. Because you're going through the pictures, you don't just want blank pictures. You want some kind of flow down through it, explaining your product as the pictures go on. And next, we'll just hop over to page 1. And this one is very important because this is our launch service. This is something I suggest for every new seller for sure, is launching your product, knowing how to launch your product and launching it correctly, because it's extremely important. If you do all of the work, that you find the product, source it, get it shipped here, and then it's a good product, but it's a crappy launch and no one sees it, you don't get the ball rolling any, you're still stuck on page 8 with 2 reviews after a month, that doesn't work. You have to boost your product listing up to page 1 so people can see it and people can start buying it, and you can start getting some traction and getting some speed. Because it's ruthless. It's like, so in order to sell well, you have to have reviews. And okay, so in order to get reviews, you have to sell. And you're like, what? That doesn't make sense. Well, life doesn't make sense. That's how it works. So you have to give away units, or what they do, which is very unique, is they can do a PPC launch. So like I mentioned, PPC is pay per click. And that's basically taking a couple keywords and doing a very, very heavy PPC campaign, a high budget and high bids on a couple keywords so you can get those initial sales. And again, remember, launch is not to make money. That's what I struggled with at first, is I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm blowing so much money. This is so painful. My ACoS is through the roof and this is just horrible. I don't get it. This is terrible. I'm losing money every day. And you have to think of it like this. You have to. What is the most valuable in a listing and in a product is their seasonality, is their rank, is the fact that they're solid on Amazon, that they have a solid amount of reviews, their BSR and their ranking is staying the same or it is increasing every month and every day, and where you're getting more and more organic sales every year than you did before. So you're making more and more money, you're having a higher profit margin, you're selling more units, and it just continues to go upward. You just got to get there. You're starting down here. You need to launch, lose some money, and then get to a spot where you have a solid amount of reviews and you're ranked in multiple keywords. You're ranked across Amazon where you're showing up without having to pay for it. That's the goal. That's where it gets exciting. That's where it starts getting insane. And that's where the power of Amazon freaking crushes everybody. And that's how you become super wealthy on Amazon, is that your product gets to a point where you're not having to pay for it to show up everywhere, where you're on the first couple listings of every single related keyword across Amazon for your product, where your people are clicking on it and just buying it. And that's straight profit. You're not having to cut out PPC costs because of that. And that's what you're working up to. You have to sacrifice at the beginning just a little bit to be able to get to that spot. And that should be the goal, is get to that spot. So you can just really, that's kind of when you kick your feet back. That's when it gets insane. That's when you hire a PPC automated person to handle the small PPC you have to do. And when you have that solid of a listing, don't think you don't have to do PPC, which you may not, but we're all looking to be better. We're all looking to grow. We're all looking to just crush the competition. So there's no reason you shouldn't run PPC. Yes, I've seen people that get to a certain level and they just decide to turn the PPC off. And if sales drop, they turn it back on. But there's no reason to not. You're not going to be, unless you're number one in every single category that is directly related to your product, then you can still improve. You can still boost your rank on other products. You can still show up higher. You can still be more in front of everybody. If when someone searches a keyword related to your product and you are always there in every single keyword in front of the customer, you're going to get more sales. So running PPC always is important, even if you're already freaking killing it. You can kill it even more. You can be better. You can improve more. So like I said, with this launch program, it's cheaper than the optimization because this is like optimization and launch in one. They optimize your listing for you, and then they put together a PPC launch strategy and campaign for you. The first strategy is a PPC launch. And then if that does not go as well as we expected or wanted, then they set up and handle giveaways for you, where you set up promotions at a certain percent off, whether it's like 80% off, and give away however many units they decide that you need to give away to rank a certain spot. And they handle that for you. All you do is make the codes and provide them the codes, and then they handle the giveaways, and you just see sales come in and you start ranking higher and higher to get to that one spot where everything gets awesome. And lastly is PPC automation. This is an amazing thing for when your product gets to that spot, for when it starts making some serious money, and you can take your time and put it at what is the best use of your time. And the best use of your time is finding new products and launching new products and finding new products and launching more and more and more and more until you have a massive portfolio of revenue and profit generating products every single month. So when your product gets to that spot, you want to hire someone to do it for you. You want to hire someone that can just say, you can say, hey, handle the PPC. I don't want to handle it. I don't want to iterate. I want to go find new products and go on vacation, because that's what Amazon can do for you. You want to be able to automate what you can and focus on what you personally have to do, what your highest and best use is. And that is, like I said, launching new products and growing your portfolio. So with this, you can have them handle it for you and really take a lot of work and stress off of you, because having someone manage your PPC really takes a load off of you and lets you go focus on what's most important. So with that being said, we're going to hop right in here to the Zon research and do a little bit of product research before this video rolls on super freaking long. So with the categories, we do not always want to sell in every single category, period. There's a lot of categories that are just not as easy to get into, and it's not really worth it. We're looking for the easiest product, the lowest hanging fruit to get into, where we don't have to have a lot of certifications and approvals. And even if we do or don't, and we decide to launch that product, and then our product gets there and they're denied, they don't have a right to sell that product, you need a certification, it has a patent. There's a lot of things that go into that, and a lot of things that could go wrong if you're primarily focusing in some of the wrong categories. And don't even get me started on returns are higher on some niches and categories than others. Like electronics, for example, is electronics just historically, and it just makes sense that they are returned more often. There are going to be more defects on a lamp than there is a kitchen knife. Like a kitchen knife isn't going to, unless it just falls apart or is broken on the way there, it's not going to short out or not work, or the lights don't light up because, there's no lights in the knife. So some of the things are just easier to get into. The categories I always search for are arts and crafts. I haven't found a ton in that, but that niche is so large, and a lot of the stuff in there is random. And I love random. Random is the best. When someone asks, Rhett, what are you selling? Or your family's like, hey, what are you selling? And I tell my family, oh, I'm selling this. They're like, are you kidding me? You're making that amount of money selling that? That's stupid. And that's what I love. I love selling stupid stuff that is just everyday stuff that no one would ever think that to sell. I mean, it's not fancy. It's not sexy. It's just a product that prints money. That's it. So baby products are, I have found, a lot more competitive, but super lucrative, super all the way across the board, super consistent sales all across the board, a lot of money being made in that. but because it's baby, the reviews are higher and the barrier to entry is higher. But it doesn't mean it can't happen. Cell phones and accessories I stay away for. Electronics I stay away for. Those are both electronics. And phones, that's just a death trap. I want to go sell phone cases or phone chargers. Please do not do that. Health and household, this is good. A lot of the times it pisses me off because a lot of the times lotions pop up and face creams. And I'm like, I'm not selling lotions or face creams. It's just more complicated. You have to have approvals, FBA stuff, and someone could put it on their skin and choke and die or whatever. It's just more complicated than a rubber band shooter or whatever. Industrial and scientific, that is always a good one right there. Office products, fantastic. I love office products. Pet supplies, made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in pet supplies. Tools and home improvement, fantastic. That's another very passionate niche. Pets are very passionate. Tools and home improvement are pretty passionate. There's a lot of guys out there that just love getting their hands dirty and being a handyman. And the wife and the family loves buying stuff for them for that because they don't know what else to get them. And of course, office supplies, that is just the kingpin of boring products. And I love that niche so much. I have made so much money in that niche just because it's so boring. It's so boring and I love it. And people don't think to sell in there for some reason. Appliances, no thank you. Automotive, that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of automotive. You can maybe find some things in here, but I have found that there's a lot of part numbers, a lot of very specific parts to very specific big brand name products. And that's not something you want to sell. You don't want to go sell a replacement part for a very specific type of fridge that is a giant brand like Whirlpool. It's not a great idea, but there are products in there that are very general, like a common dryer hose replacer, the little silver tube like that, or little things like that that are universal parts or universal tools or equipment that could be very profitable in that. Beauty and personal care, that's again with topicals. And I try to keep an open mind. You want to keep a very open mind when searching for products. But with beauty and personal care, I'll check it sometimes and sometimes I won't. A lot of the times, again, when you check it, a lot of the topicals pop up and it just pisses me off. Clothing, shoes, and jewelry. The thing with this is clothing, you can sell, it can be great, but I try to limit my SKUs because it gets really annoying and messy when you sell one product and it has 20 different SKUs, or you have 10 products and there's 100 different SKUs and you're like, oh my gosh, this could just be 10 SKUs, but I decided to sell a bunch of different colors and sizes. And I mean, think about it. You have a shirt that comes in 4 colors and 6 different sizes. You're like, oh my gosh, they're all different SKUs, they're all different stickers, and it's just a pain. So I typically do not mess with that. And plus the return rate's higher. I don't know about you, but women typically want to go buy something, put it on, try it on, not like it, and then return it. And your return rates are higher, and it's just not as fun. Grocery and food, I try to stay away from. I don't need someone buying my cookies and they taste bad or they're stale or they choke and die on it. No, thank you. Home and kitchen, absolutely fantastic. That is a killer niche. Musical instruments, that can be okay. I haven't found a lot of stuff in there. I've found some decent ones, but that's you. Again, you want to keep an open mind. If you have any doubts of checking it, check it. Patio, lawn and garden, great. Sports and outdoors, great. Toys and games, I haven't found a lot of great success in that because it can be good. It can be good. But again, that's one of those ones. So we'll hop over here to price. Price is a thing that is very important because recently, with Trump and China and the trade war, the tariffs have gone up. I mean, about 6 months ago, maybe. Shoot, on one of my products, I paid, what was it? I think it was like with the duty, it was like 32% tariff and duty. I was like, oh my gosh, it was brutal. I got hit with that and I was like, wow, okay, thanks Trump, appreciate that. But with the increased tariffs, the minimum price to sell at has gone up. As in, you're not going to be profitable when you're selling a product for $9.99. With the landed costs being the product cost, the shipping, the duties, and the tariffs, and any like designs you have done and things like that, plus the FBA costs, the storage and the fulfillment, you're making like 30 cents a unit. And you're like, oh, sick, dude. I sold a unit, mom. I made 30 cents. That sucks. Like, that's just no fun. And your PPC costs, your A cost has to be stupid low to actually be profitable on PPC. So you don't want to sell way low. I like to tell people, again, depending on your product cost, but I wouldn't go below $16 or $17. Anything below that just starts to get a little skinny. Sure, if you have a product that you can have a landed cost of $1 and you can sell it for $15, okay, fine. It depends, but a general rule of thumb, I don't really look for anything below $17. So we'll put a minimum of $17 right here, but we're going to put 17 and just throw in some different numbers because it mixes things up. Everyone's typing in $17. Maximum, I don't really care about a maximum. It obviously depends on your personal financial situation. If you can afford to source products that cost $30 per unit and you can sell them for $200, okay, more power to you. But not a lot of people at the beginning can afford to buy a more expensive product that costs more to make per unit compared to just a $2 per unit product. So depends on your situation. If you are tighter on money, I'd put maybe $150 around that area. And if you're not, I wouldn't put a max. I would just go nuts on that because the more expensive things is great because most people can't afford them. Most people are not going to dish out the money, dish out 30 grand to bring in an expensive group of a single product and sell that, which is great because the barrier to entry is a lot lower and you can come in and make a lot more per unit than you would a orange peeler or whatever it is, something that's $9.99. So with that, depending on where you are, that's what you put. Monthly unit sales, I really don't give a crap about that. All I care about is the money. All I care about is the revenue of that product. I don't care about unit sales. Sure, if it's an expensive unit and they're selling 3 units a month, but they're grossing $30,000, do the math. What are they selling their unit for, their single product for? And that may or may not be realistic to you. If you can sell a crazy expensive product and it will sell, then fantastic, fire away. With reviews, obviously this is the biggest thing. I say obviously a lot, don't I? That's not always obviously. I'm sorry. Reviews are the most important factor of all of this, as in it's the biggest barrier to entry. When you're looking for products, you always got to think of the product research and the product evaluation process as a customer too. You have to think, if you're going to go buy a product and there's 3 products that have 500 reviews and there's 1 product that has 12 reviews, which one are you going to choose? Every freaking time you're going to choose the ones with 500 reviews. And you're saying, Rhett, okay, let me stump you here. I got you. What if this product that has 12 reviews is cheaper? They're 15% lower in price. I don't really care, because are people going to take the risk of buying your product? Probably not. Probably not. When there is a person that is a couple dollars higher, more expensive, and they have an average rating of 4.8, and they have 500 reviews, and you've got your little reviews and you're a little bit cheaper, people aren't going to take the risk. Even though it's free shipping and it's 2-day shipping, who cares? It's just the hassle of getting the wrong product, it being crap, and having to return it, because they see your product as less proven and cheaper. So they assign that as it's less quality. So they're not going to buy it. So reviews are extremely important. And there's all kinds of people out there giving their best guesses on what the review max should be in a niche. And yeah, they have all their opinions, but it really comes down to what is realistic. They can tell you, yep, 250 is the max, I wouldn't go above. If the average is 250 reviews, that's great. They can have their opinions, but it comes down to the truth. It comes down to what is realistic and what is factual when it comes to consumers. That's all that matters, is the consumers. What are they seeing? What are they thinking? What are they actually doing? And when your product comes in and you have 5 reviews and the average is 200 reviews or 175 reviews, they're not going to pick your product. They're just not. They're not going to pick even if you have 50 reviews, they're not going to pick you over someone that has 200 reviews. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you'll get some sales, but we're not looking for some sales. We're not. We're looking for life-changing results here. We're looking for things that set you free and be able to live the life that you want to live. And when you set your average first page review quantity, or you put in a max here, or you put in this range, and there's products showing up that have 1,000 reviews or 200 reviews or 175 reviews, you're not going to sell very well. And it's going to take you a long time to build that up to get selling well. Because the products that have a huge amount of reviews, they consistently sell every single day, all year around. And the review rate is 1 to 5%, maybe 1 to 10%. And so do the math. If you're 3% in your niche, sweet, you get 3 reviews every 100 sales. So when this guy has 500 reviews, do the math once again. That's a lot of sales that you have not gotten. It's going to take you time to build that up. Sure, it exponentially grows, but you want to come into a niche where you can compete immediately and do well. With that being said, I'd put a max in here at 105, 110. Again, these are not solid numbers because you want to be a little loose with this. Because there might be some products that pop up that maybe their reviews are a little higher, but the product's a little different. And you look at it, and it's a completely different niche. And you hop into that niche, and you're like, oh, this is a stone cold killer niche. That's the highest review guy with 115. Everyone else has 30. It's fantastic. You want to keep a loose. These are not strict, stringent rules. If you do that, you're going to miss products. But don't put 200 reviews as your max. That's just unrealistic and going to be a waste of your time. Put 70, put 90, put 100, put 105. Just don't go above 115, 120, 150, 175 because it's a waste of your time. You're going to be viewing niches that do not work and you're not going to be able to compete in. With minimum, just for the software here, I usually put 5 or 10 as the minimum. And the reason I put that is because that's going to eliminate products that are just launching. Products that have crazy high revenue and like 2 reviews. And you're like, whoa, dude, sign me up for that. They're already selling like crazy. And what they're doing is they're launching. They're giving away a lot of units or they're doing a PPC launch and those numbers and that data is false. They are getting real sales, yes. They're not fake sales. Real people are buying the product, but they're giving it away at 80% off. So that doesn't really count. That's not a real sale. And so you don't want to base your decision on a product off of fake data. And that's why we use, first of all, ZonBase is because they have really the newest and most accurate data out there. And it helps you identify the ones that are launching and the ones that are not real. So minimum, to eliminate that, we put, 5, 6, 2, 1, 10. It doesn't matter. Just a very low amount of numbers. Again, we're flexible. So here for this instance, we'll put 84. And I don't touch that. Monthly revenue. This is important because we just care about the money. We don't care about the units being sold. We care about the money. And with this process, with Amazon FBA, we are looking for great results. We're looking for products we can add that add $5,000 a month profit for us, $10,000 a month profit for us every month, every product. We're not looking to take this risk, spend all this time and this effort and invest all this money to earn an extra $300 a month. Yeah, I know. For right now, that's great. That sounds awesome. You're like, Rhett, $300 a month would be awesome. That would take care of some utilities. That would maybe get me some extra food per month. That would just offset some costs. But I encourage you right now to cut that mentality and shoot for bigger. You can accomplish anything you want in your life. You can have the moon. You have to believe it in yourself and you have to shoot for the stars. And if you fail, that's a great lesson. There's a lesson in every failure and you will learn and you will grow and you will get stronger. And if you never shoot for the stars, if you never shoot for big, if you shoot for an extra $200 a month, you're not going to get there. You're going to maybe have a failed product or you're going to have an extra $100 a month. Or best case scenario, you have $200 a month. Or, you could pick a good one and you could make a couple thousand, but we're not looking for that. We're looking for serious life-changing growth and products that can really revolutionize the way you live life every day. And so with that being said, we're going to pick a range here of revenue that is going to be strong enough for us to really make some money, but not be too much where freaking Bill Gates is going to come in and crush us with his products, right? Where these big companies are not going to come in and just own us because we're not going to beat them. We're not going to beat the guys that have millions of dollars in advertising expenses and teams of lawyers and teams of advertisers and an unlimited budget. You're just not going to. So with monthly revenue, I like to see around 7,000. If you want to put 6,450, if you want to put 6,572, if you want to put 6,841, that's fantastic. Again, we're flexible. And so we're going to put 6,932. Just put that in there. And then maximum. I'd like to go with a maximum of $35,000. And again, flexible. 35, we can go up to 3,750, 3,624. And the reason is, like I mentioned, that you're going to get crushed if you go for any higher because everyone wants the $50,000 a month product. Everyone does. And so when you shoot for the $50,000 a month product, when you are Rhett and you have a couple $1,000s to launch this product, you're going to be going up against huge guys that are just going to squash you like a bug. So I don't want that for you. I want the best for you. I want you to be able to succeed, and I want to set you up in a place, in an environment where you can succeed a lot easier. So that's why we set that. We'll put this at 3692, 0. And those are our criteria, and we'll click search. And of course, we can download this as well. And what this is doing is this is filtering through the millions and millions and millions and millions of products on Amazon and spitting out the ones based on our specific criteria. The internet is nuts. Software is nuts. The world we live in right now is crazy, and it makes things so easy. This would take forever. If you've gone through the Amazon bestsellers list, the entire thing, A to Z, every single category and subcategory, you understand how long that takes. And when this can do it for you by itself with a click of a button, it's incredible. So this is where you spend a lot of your time, is just diving through this and diving the deepest you can into this product research and being able to uncover the products that someone else. You've always got to think of when you're doing this, and when you think, oh, I'm going to stop. Oh, I think I'm going to not check that product. Oh, I'm not going to click that tab. Oh, I'm not going to do that extra run. You've got to think of someone sitting right over there, and they're doing that. They're the ones clicking the extra product. They're the ones evaluating the extra niche. They're the one clicking the extra box. They're the one doing it again and again and again. And every time you stop and you say, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't really want to do that. Carl over there is doing it. He is. Someone else is being better than you. Someone else is going to find that product that you were too lazy to find. Do not be that person, please. Please don't. Don't. You can find these products. You have to be the guy that dives the deepest and the ones that actually try the hardest, because there's someone else that's going to be better than you. Someone else that's going to find the product before you, sooner than you, and going to find the better product than you, because you gave up and you said, I'd like to get to sleep a little earlier tonight, or I don't really feel like looking at that product. You can't do it. If you're going to find this killer product that changes your life, because remember, all it takes is one. All it takes is one that changes everything. It's that one product that you're going to find right here, and it gives it to you. It spits the products out for you and tells you their price, their monthly sales, their revenue, their rating, their reviews, and their rank. What I focus on, where my eyes are going on this, is first of all, I scroll down and I look at the pictures. I look at the pictures and see, is that something that I realistically would sell? Because again, sometimes, like we clicked, beauty and personal care, some topicals will show up. Some products of the lotions and the face creams and the anti-aging stuff. That's going to pop up. That's not something I need to sell, want to sell, or want to even deal with. So I'll immediately just kind of put that out of my mind. And if there's something I see, I'm like, oh, wow, that looks sick. I think I'm going to sell that. Or if it's electronic, like this one showed up, a power washer set. Sure, that might be interesting. You could look into that. A golf net. What is this? All day grilling something. Is that electronic? Yeah, it's a small appliance. I would immediately just like, nope, I'm skipping over that. This is a bat. Is that a bat? What is that? Adjustable blade reamer. I don't know what that is. Exactly, that's perfect. I don't know what an adjustable blade reamer is. If that's something cool, then fantastic. But we're rolling through here, and we got these baby food prune holder things, and a mattress, and a mirror. And speaking of mirrors, a lot of people say, don't ship breakable things. Don't do that. Why not? Why not? Other people are not doing it, so why don't you do it? Just do it better, package it properly where it's not going to get broken. So my mind is rolling through these products and looking at them and seeing, okay, is that something that would make sense? Is that something that I would actually sell? And when it is, I go down here and say, okay, the power washer, that's cool. My mind goes directly to the revenue, and it goes to see what the revenue is. Obviously, it's going to be in our range, but what is it? I mean, that's what's most important. And then I fly over to the reviews. Is this something where the reviews are higher on the higher side, the lower side? Of course, again, that's crunched down to what it is. And then I look at rating, and then I look at price. Rating is very important, because if they have a terrible rating, they're still selling well, you can come in and do better. If they have a terrible rating, low reviews, and they're still selling well, that is a golden opportunity for you to come in, make a better product, make a better packaging, and list it at the same price or lower and do better than them. And so we'll take this one, for example. We'll just go with like this guy. We can come here and we can click him, and we can look specifically, he's unavailable. So that's one we just cancel out. If that's what we want to do, we don't have to cancel it out. We can come in here and take some keywords. I don't like this because it's an electric power washer. Not a big fan of it. So we'll just pick something in here. Like we'll just go with this first one here. We'll look at this practice net golf thing. Passionate niche, currently unavailable. That's odd. But screw it, that's fine. We'll take this, currently unavailable. Who cares? We will come in here and we will take just the first one here, portable golf practice hitting net. And we will come into Amazon and we will search that keyword and evaluate the niche and see what is going on with that and what makes this product good or bad. And right off the bat, I looked at this first product, 700 reviews, 394 reviews. Sure, this guy's doing okay. And there's some lower review sellers. We can come in here and evaluate the niche. And of course, we want to be able to search the best, most appropriate keyword in order to get the best data. We just search this one, but I typically like to search this one first. And then if it's any kind of okay, then we'll go make sure we have the best keyword and then evaluate that niche and see if that's something we can compete in or not. So we're looking through here, got some fantastic, that guy's absolutely slaying it, but he's got 700 reviews. So PowerNet, what I do is I look at the revenue and I look at the relationship between the revenue and the reviews. And we're coming down here and obviously this is ranked as the top ranking one, ranked by BSR. So we're rolling down here. He obviously is doing very well, but that's a fantastic thing to see. $81,000 a month with 87 reviews. That's fantastic. And $29,000 with 36 reviews. And right here, these guys are probably launching right here. And that guy's doing fantastic, is $45,000 with 88 reviews. And now, of course, that guy's got a massive amount of reviews. This guy's probably launching and launching and launching. So this is looks like a niche that a lot of people are getting into because they see it and they like it. And this could potentially be something that we might go into. But again, that's one product. And what the cool thing is we look at one product and we see this and we're like, hey, wait a second. That guy's got some green turf right there. We can maybe sell green turf. And you go look at green turf. Or you look at something like this and you see, I don't know, what else is in here? Or these guys are different where you chip the ball into these little baskets. That's something different. Or even putting greens or whatever this is. And your mind, you see different products, your mind starts going to so many different places. And again, that was just one product. That was the first product in the whole list. Look at this. That's just one search criteria out of one page. There's hundreds and thousands of products that you can go through this and look and see what products fit our criteria in that work. So guys, this is ZonBase. This video ended up being a lot longer than I expected. I tried to roll through here, introduce ZonBase, explain to you why it is fantastic and why it is extremely accurate and why it really gives you the opportunity to find some actually just insane products and be able to use these keywords to make sure they're insane, right? We don't want to just get all excited that we found a product and get so excited and emotional that we say, oh, it can't fail, it can't be a bad product, and you just chunk it over to China and say, make it, and you launch it and it sucks. All of these tools in here help you evaluate and make sure the product is good. We're finding the product by stripping down the millions of products to what we want. We're making sure we have the right keywords that describe the product, as well as making sure that the keywords are high enough searched every month where the product's actually in demand. We can use the sales estimator to really kind of see what the monthly sales are and if that's continuing and how that works. We can use Zon Tracker to be able to track the products and make sure they're still selling in the future, because we want to track the days going forward via keyword to make sure they're still selling well. We can use keywords to type in specific keywords to make sure that keyword is popular, is being searched well, and be able to see that, is it seasonal? Is it not? And that's a double whammy, is you can use that also for product research, looking at all the suggestions that come along with that keyword. We can use reverse ascent, which is that super powerful tool that lets you spy on the other listings and see what keywords they're selling well for. Use that to validate your product idea as well as use that to build out your listing. And Listing Optimizer, you can use their service for that to make sure your listing is optimized to the max, where you're going to show up where you need to show up. Because if you're not showing up where you need to show up because your listing sucks and it doesn't have the right keywords in the right places, then it's going to severely limit your sales and your exponential growth and the speed that you're going to grow. We've got the photo enhancer. Obviously, with your product listing, photos are very important. And yes, you can have gorgeous pictures, but if those pictures don't necessarily have any graphics or are telling a story as the customer goes down, then they're just looking at just plain pictures. Because the main picture, yeah, it's got to be plain and ugly. On a white background, ugly with nothing on there. But the other ones are fair game. You can tell a story with those pictures and have the customer go through that and make it an experience where it features the product. It displays the uses of it and where it can be used in different environments, and really gives a full explanation and almost a visual demonstration of the product. And page 1 is a fantastic one, and that's just being able to get to page 1. That's the goal, is you want to get to page 1 because that's where 70 to 80% of the actual sales come from. If you're on page 3, you're not getting any sales. You're just not. People don't go to page 3 unless it's a very special person where they really like to search on page 3. So being able to launch your product is crucial to your success, and having these professionals do it for you, have a custom tailored plan to get you there, is amazing. And then of course the automated PPC, where once you have a solid product going and you're making money consistently every month and you want to use your time in other places like finding new products, then you can hire people like these guys to automate your PPC, to have them do it for you so you can take your hands off that and go focus on something new. So guys, I know you enjoyed that one. This was a long one, a long-winded one. I wanted to dive into this, explain about ZonBase, show you the features, show you what is important, show you why this is really the only software you need. It doesn't give you a bunch of excess bullcrap that you're paying for that you really don't need. There's a lot of stuff out there that you pay $150 a month for a boatload of tools and accessories that really, to be successful, you don't need. This is what you need to be successful on Amazon. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. This is what you need. And it's all here for you. That's why I wanted to come through here, explain the settings, explain why, and show you a little bit about product research, product criteria, and validation, so you can really get your mind right, because it's all about the mind. It's all about understanding it correctly, being able to work through the process correctly in your mind, and evaluate the right products and niches so you can pick it, source it, ship it, and start making some serious cash, guys, because that's what Amazon's about. So if you guys like this, if you enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe down low, ring that little bell. I'm coming out with content all the time, 5 days a week of making money online and Amazon FBA. You do not want to miss this stuff. It is fresh, it is new, and I am so excited to share with you guys 5 days a week. So until next time, guys, stay focused, never give up, and keep hustling.